Hey y'all, it's me Alex. Today I am doing a new series on my channel that I'm kind of nervous about starting, but I felt called, and I'm calling it my Spiritual Sundays series. Basically, I've kind of felt a little bit of a push in my life to incorporate a little bit more of my theology and faith into my videos, but I also didn't want to do that in a way that would take away from my other content, because I recognize, you know, not everyone's gonna want to listen to me talking about like Jesus and Christianity and stuff. So I'm doing this as like an addition to my other videos. Hopefully, if I can like actually get my crap together. Basically, I'm trying to put out more content, and I want to do some faith-based content because I am in my last year of getting my Master's of Divinity from True Theological School. I'm a Methodist, and I'm spending a lot of money on this education, so I kind of feel like I should be using it. Also, I am taking a class on evangelism this semester, and I'm kind of doing my semester-long project on like internet evangelism and kind of what I see out there, and I'm not sure if this is going to be like a part of that or not, but I mean, it could be useful to me later in the semester, like getting some experience with that and all. But basically the series is going to just be me talking about like different aspects of faith and society and how I feel like those things intertwine, like my journey in life, and just different subjects that I care about that I wish would be talked more about like in the Christian community. And I also get a lot of feedback from people that when I do talk about faith-based stuff in my videos that they do like it, so I figure, you know, this might be a fun and interesting way to do it, because I am going to be doing this in like a get ready with me style video. Yeah, so basically today's subject is going to be me talking about Christianity and ecological justice. It is a bit of a rant because I didn't write anything down. Don't know if that's going to be the format for the rest of these videos, but let's just get started. So first I'm gonna just go ahead and prime my eyes. I'm thinking today I'm gonna use the ABH and Jackie Aina palette. I was gonna use my Igneous Cosmetics Go Green collection because that would fit in with like the theme of this video, but this like matches my outfit better, and I'm trying to like actually look nice during the day and stuff. And I have to admit, I'm actually pretty nervous about doing this video because I'm kind of doing these more chatty and no notes, and I'm scared. It also might be the fact that I've had like a lot of coffee today, so that might also be it. This is kind of prompted by like a couple of things. So one, I am going to the climate march in New York tomorrow. I'm filming this on Thursday. The march is Friday. My school, Drew Theological School, is bringing an entire contingent of people to the climate strike. And also, apparently, like yesterday on Twitter, something blew up with like Union Theological Seminary, like saying, hey, maybe let's take care of the planet, like creation is a part of God and therefore we need to take care of it, which to me isn't a controversial statement. Hello, editing Alex here. I actually went back and did some research and kind of learned more about what happened there. Apparently, like during a chapel service, they offered a like confession to plants about the ways that we have not properly cared for them in the creation and the universe and all of that. I still don't see a problem with it because I think that offers a really good and interesting way of kind of confessing our sins and recognizing the systemic issues that human beings have caused to the planet. But just so you'll know, that's more of the situation. But like a lot of people got really mad about that. Like I understand why it happened because I understand the viewpoint, which I'm gonna get into in a bit. But on another hand, like my first reaction was like, well, wait until they hear what we're doing all the way over here at Drew. To me, it should not be that far of a cry to say like, hey, God didn't just make humans, God made everything. And like, I also believe in evolution, so I might be a heretic in that regard too, but actually that's not entirely out of line with the creation stories, which there are two of them, because God made a lot. So I'm having a lot of feelings about that. Maybe it's just because I'm an eco-justice hippie, animal-loving nerd or whatever, but I am having a lot of feelings about that. There's actually a lot in the Bible about us like needing to care for creation. Like for example, in one of the creation stories, you know, there's a whole line about God seeing that what God made was good. And guess what? Like I stated previously, it is not just humans that God made. God did all of that with the trees, birds, animals, flowers. I heard all grown up, you know, not to be afraid of the outdoors because God made dirt and dirt don't hurt. Well, why don't we, like, protect that dirt? This is gonna be a ranty friggin' video, but, you know, here I am. I had spent my, well, Holy Week, it was the kids at the church that I work at, it was their spring break. So we took them on a pilgrimage to Standing Rock, where we met with local faith-based activists, both Christian and non-Christian activists, especially like the local Lakota tribes, and kind of saw their reasonings for faith-based activism. And I've also taken a lot of classes on Christianity and ecology and things like that. And I've really developed a passion for that kind of thing because I'm kind of feeling that, to me, social justice is an inherent part of my Christianity. If Jesus calls us to care for the poor, the sick, the marginalized, then ecological justice is an inherent part of that if we're thinking of it from an anthropological standpoint. Even if you don't, like, actually, like, care that much about nature, go out into, you know, go hiking on the weekends or anything like that. From an anthropological standpoint, if we are supposed to be caring for the lost and the least and the marginalized and all of that good old Christian language, the people who are most directly affected by climate change and natural disasters, guess what, are not the people with privilege in our society. They are the people who are already pushed to the margins by economic standards, by class standards, by racial and global and all of the things. Who has the most resources in the world? And people can use those resources in order to escape natural disasters, in order to rebuild. But people who don't have those resources won't be able to rebuild and are therefore further pushed onto the margins. So thinking of it from that standpoint, why are we only, like, supposed to do, like, friggin' food banks and, like, coat drives and, like, love offerings and stuff as a way of caring for the people of the world, when there are also very real economic and ecological issues going on that it would be even better if we called upon those in power to stop it? We would be able to care for the lost and the least and the marginalized a lot better if we actually stood up to the oppressors who are oppressing everyone, not just like financially and racially. Oh my god, I am preaching! It's not just a matter of standing up for economic justice. All of those things are intertwined, and quite frankly, all of the work that we do to help people isn't going to matter if people don't have an Earth to exist on. It's not that the Earth isn't going to exist in a few years, because it is, because it's evolving to keep us off of it, because we're acting like parasites. That is what is happening with our friggin' planet. So that's like part of my reasoning. Hold on. I am just being the most right now, so I hope that y'all like that. So to understand it from the standpoint of folks who disagree, who are on the other side, there is this whole sense, I think, of Christian otherworldliness. There's that passage in Romans about being on this world but not of this world, which I get and I actually use a lot in my own theological thinking. But there is this big sense of everything will be fixed in the next life, in heaven, in the afterlife. And quite frankly, first of all, I'm not entirely sure, like, my own personal beliefs about heaven, so, like, that's neither here nor there necessarily for me, because I figure that as much as I believe something, that's something that I'll never know for sure, so I should just do as much good on this planet as I can. But on another hand, I feel like while the otherworldliness in Christianity can give us a sense of hope when everything on this planet feels like it is futile and hopeless and it sucks, because it gives us something to look forward to, that shouldn't stop us from doing good in the next life. Like, we shouldn't waste everything that we have on this earth and then just go up and say, like, okay, it'll be fine because God will give us our reward in heaven. Like, to me, it's kind of like if your mom gives you the plates from Walmart and you break them, why on earth do you think she's gonna trust you with the fine china of the family? That's like, we've been given this earth as a gift to take care of, to have dominion over or whatever, and we're supposed to, like, use that responsibly. And using all of the world's resources for financial gain isn't responsible. It is selfish, it is egotistical, and quite frankly, it's very, very human, and to me, it is not of God. Like, I talked about the passage that is like on this world, but not of it, and I actually kind of take that to be the opposite of like, yeah, we're on this planet, and we're gonna be here in a relatively short time compared to the entire rest of the universe and how all of that works. We don't have to give in. Hold on. I need to figure out how I'm gonna do my lower lash line while ranting, because that's like impossible. Yes, we're on this planet, but we don't have to give in to capitalism. We don't have to give in to consumerism and selfishness that is essentially what's destroying it. This is our existence. This is the cards that we're given. This is what we have to deal with. We have to be on this earth. But that doesn't mean that we need to act in all of the selfish ways that are consistently screwing it up. So that's kind of how I take that passage. And that's why I think it's ridiculous that Christians are so slow to actually do anything about ecological justice. I think too often we're too slow to believe what science is telling us. And I get it, because it's terrifying. I often get into that sense of like burnout and like, what can I as one person even do? I had traveled to DC back in last November, and I met with a few people from an organization called I think it was Creation Care or Creation Justice Ministries, something like that. I forget. I'll put the link to their organization down below. And that was like the week after the climate report came out from the United Nations. That was like right around when my climate anxiety started like spiking, because that is a legitimate fear to have. And I was like, well, this is like something that often seems like really, really hopeless. Like, how do you maintain a hope through your work and activism and stuff? And they said, well, as Christians, we're not called to a feeling of hope, we're called to a practice of hope. Hope is an imagining of the future that we can have if we all work together and strive for it. So yeah, I recognize that I'm just one person, but if everyone thought that we were just one person and didn't do anything, then nothing would get done. But when we have all of that power, when we have all of that hope that comes collectively from working together, then we can do a whole lot more. Yeah, we can have the hope of like the future and the heaven on the other side, but to me, a part of my call as a Christian, as a person in ministry, is to bring that kingdom of heaven to earth. We shouldn't let the promise of a future after we die stop us from doing good things now. That's my preaching, that's how I'm feeling on this subject. So the other issue at hand is a lot of people think that like respecting nature and respecting creation is a form of like pantheism or panentheism. I forget which one is like which because they sound very similar and I am not the best with the memory at the moment. Basically, loving creation is a form of heresy, which I've heard from a lot of people because, as Christians, it's a monotheistic faith and like we're supposed to worship God. Okay, fair. That is a fair criticism. But also what I found from talking with people of different faiths, of polytheistic faiths, of like pagan and Wiccan faiths who do actually use nature as a major part of their spiritual practice, they're doing a whole lot better of taking care of Mother Earth than we are. That's great for them. But that also means that Christians are falling short, so quite frankly, I mean, I'm definitely a bit on the religious pluralist end of things, but also, I'm at a point where I feel like this world is in so much crisis that we shouldn't be bothered about, like, am I doing this in the perfect way? Am I doing this in a monotheistic way? Am I being a heretic by caring for creation when, in reality, creation is what we've called to care for. Creation is something that is divine, divinely inspired. However you say it, it's not something that we should ignore out of fear of being heretical, when to me, the thing that is absolutely heretical about the Christian faith is our ignorance to seeing the divine in everything that God has made. Because if we're called to see the divine in other people, which I absolutely believe we are, And if humans are fearfully and wonderfully made, and if God looked down on us when God created everything and said, it is good, that doesn't just include humans. If we're supposed to see the good in other people, we need to see the good in every part of creation. We need to have blessings and respect and systemic care for everything that God has put on this earth. And to not do so is heretical. So that's my sermon. I'm gonna put on some lipstick and I'll be right back. Okay, so I was feeling some dark chocolatey lipstick, which is Mocha from Colored Rain Cosmetics. I don't wear this enough. I feel like I should definitely wear this more because it looks really cute on me. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Why do I feel like I'm getting lipstick on my teeth? It's because I am. But yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. I really do want to make this into a series on my channel because I feel like there's a lot of important stuff to talk about, like, as a Christian, as a person of faith, that might promote some better understanding and maybe make the world a better place. So anyway, thank you so much for watching. Please be sure to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe down below if you want to see more videos from me. And I'll see you on my next one. Hope you'll have a wonderful day. Bye!